Let us watch this presentation entitled Pacific Science Andrada.
Perhaps the further you are, the smaller we become. In this spectacle of drowning, as you watch baby teeth float to shore after the ocean spits out another hometown. You can pretend we aren't here, like you pretend this earth will feed us for as long as soil cracks beneath your machinery. Our pulses know the rhythm of emergencies, just like our islands know the Pacific salt that cradles them. There was a time it could preserve us. 2 years ago, the number of people displaced by natural disasters tripled the number of war refugees. How can you see sky and not admit decay? This world is in a race to turn away from the ruins. Whether family history or a whole country shatters against the tide, whether we keep our lives but lose our homes, we lose. And how many times has home become collateral damage for a business deal? When the smoke rises to a bankrupt sky, tell me this fight for us doesn't end where your borders begin. Perhaps our hunger cannot look the same. When yours demands that the ocean swallow itself to be filled, and we are hungry for justice. Now my hometown is still drying its feet as more poison bleeds overhead. They say it is sacrifice so we can live in comfort. But what shelter can we find in disease? These anthems of rebuilding, blooming from our chests, were made to heal. Collect the stones from your mouth. There is no grace in sinking. Let us not gorge our pockets with false promises to stop nations from drowning, to protect our people's food grown from the land so no child's stomach will swell with the ocean. Again, let us not say there is nothing we could have done. Let this be the beginning of us
Are you familiar
rising.
with this video clip? What type of literature is it? The video clip that you have just watched is an example of a spoken word poem which is related to my study entitled Eunice Andrade's spoken word poem, Pacific Salt. I am Dr. Mermi Ramos, researcher from the Now City. Spoken word poetry is a literary genre that serves as a platform for others to express their views and opinions, to persuade others' perspectives, and to reveal those realities. Poets are given the chance to express themselves, share a story, embrace evolution, discuss social concerns, or highlight the beauty in ordinary life. This study is intentionally conducted to aid the interpretation and analysis of the real meaning or message of the poem, specifically of the award winning Filipina Eunice Andrade's literary work, Pacific Salt, as her winning piece in the 2015 Spoken Word for the World contest to determine its underlying universal realities, which may stimulate the minds of the people to aim for world change. Methodology. Transcriptions of the poem were done since it is a spoken word poem intended to be performed orally. Based on the transcribed poem and idealized syntactic units, coding and analysis of words, phrases, clauses, and concepts was done. This was employed for the thematic analysis. After this, the themes revealed were used to make interpretations about the universal realities revealed in the poem and the implication of these realities to the society, specifically in the Philippines. Results and discussion. Signify relationships are words that have connotative and denotative meanings. The signifier is the sound or word image, while signified is the word being symbolized by the signifier. These relationships were employed in this study to unveil the universal realities found in Andrade's poem Pacific Salt. There were 13 signified relationships found among the 21 idealized syntactic units in Andrade's poem. The relationships that signify positive concepts are abundance, protection, song of optimism, toughness, and hope, which are revealed in sentences 3, 4, 16, 17, and 21. While the negative concepts include nation's destruction, humankind's mortality, crisis or disaster, inevitable danger, multiple deaths, polluted atmosphere, and drought, which are exposed in sentences 2, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 19. Despite all the scenarios presented in the poem, still positive visions existed in it, such as earth for abundance, salt for protection, anthems of rebuilding for song of optimism, stones for toughness, and rising for hope. It is with all the signify relationships that Eunice Andrade's Pacific Salt textually represents, symbolizes, and reveals universal realities. Based on the idealized syntactic units revealed signify relationships. Table 2 illustrates the themes revealed in the poem, the corresponding sentences they are employed, and the equating universal realities concurrent to the world and the Philippine context in particular. The poetic themes extracted from Andrade's poem are alarming environmental crises and their effects and hopes amidst crisis. These are revealed through the signify relationships, such as the rhythm of emergencies for crisis or disaster, tide for inevitable danger, anthems of rebuilding for a song of optimism, rising for hope, and others. The poem centers on the alarming crisis and their effects, which are found in sentences 2, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 19. These are mostly revealed through signify relationships, such as nation's destruction, humankind's mortality, crisis or disaster, inevitable danger, multiple deaths, polluted atmosphere, and drought. Sentences 2 and 19 mention drowning, 2, 12, 19 ocean, 2 teeth float, 4 rhythm of emergencies, 9 tide, 10 collateral damage, 11 bankrupt skies, 12 trying its feet. These word images expose alarming environmental crises affecting humankind, which are mentioned especially in sentence 2 that says, in the spectacle of drowning as you watch baby teeth float to shore after the ocean spits out another hometown. And in sentence 4, for as long as soil cracks beneath your machinery, our pulses know the rhythm of emergencies, just like our islands know the Pacific salt that cradles them. Crises such as typhoons, tsunamis, landslide, flash floods, and others are faced in many countries nowadays, particularly in the Philippines. Philippines rank as the highest overall risk of disaster worldwide based on the Assessment of World Risk Report in 2022 and 2023. Such ranking were based on how vulnerable the assessed nations are to major natural disasters. Different natural and man-made disasters have occurred in many areas around the world, and these will be happening again in the coming days. So it is important to wake up from the call of these disasters as the plea of Andrade's poem in sentence 20. Let us not say there is nothing we could have done, which implies hope as our weapon to face this crisis. The theme of hope amidst crisis is found in sentences 3, 4, 16, 17, and 21. These are revealed through signify relationship, such as abundance, protection, song of optimism, toughness, and hope. Conclusion: as proven by analytical verbal data, it is concluded that Eunice Andrade's Pacific Salt employed signify relationships to reveal the universal realities in life concurring in society and the Philippines. There is a universal reality in ourselves that aligns with us with the universal reality that is everywhere.